Hello.
Hi.
I'm Fayrouz.
I'm Kira.
And welcome back to the FCA Podcast. Today we have a special guest from the Global Citizen Student Club, GCSC.
Yes.
Why don't you introduce yourself?
My name is Ayan. I did not expect it, but they did their research and they know my name.
We're not stalkers.
I only know her name because the president of the club texted me because I was like really late. I
Well,
still don't
hi.
know yours.
Oh, I just said it.
I was born in Pakistan. I've moved around all my life. I just came from the Middle East, Saudi specifically. I'm in year 3. I hope to graduate in 4 years. I'm praying right now that I graduate in 4 years. Hopefully, I'm going to graduate by 2025 summer. And then I'm a marketing major, specialist in management. And what else? Like, you have to give me prompts, man.
Because we're the Food and Culture Association, we're
Okay.
quite big foodies. So what's your favorite food?
What's my favorite food? Okay, so I used to work at this place. The name was Fresh City. It doesn't really matter what the name was. But when I used to tell people that my favorite food was literally just chicken breast with no seasoning, people would call me crazy. So,
I understand why.
yeah. Okay, next question.
Do you have a favorite food on campus?
On campus, everything here is incredibly overpriced and does not deserve to be here.
Fair.
And that's a very popular opinion, as it turns out. The prep is known for just being ridiculous. If I had to say my favorite food, it would probably be Beetle Light. Because, like, it's the only thing on campus that's not, like, outrageously expensive.
And it's absolutely delicious.
Oh, yeah, exactly. It reminds me of home, man. It's great.
So how did you get started with GCSC?
Oh, it's a funny story. Okay, so GCSE was never supposed to exist. But I was studying for this maths exam. Quick backstory. I failed math at 32. Sorry, no, I passed math at 32. I failed math at 33. For the management people, that's the maths course that everybody passes on their first try. So anyway, I failed math at 33. At 3 years into my degree, they changed math at 33 and 32 into one course because too many people were failing it apparently, which I just learned. And then they changed it to math at 34. So I did that last semester. As a result, I'm taking second year courses right now, and I'm supposed to finish my third year, but that's irrelevant. Anyway, so I was I was doing math at 34, and I was studying in the maths room because the professor was like, if you want help, the people are there, they can just help you. So I sat there and I was studying for maths. The future president of the club, she came in. I met her multiple times, but never really like talked to her too much, just like hi, hello kind of thing, right? So she's new. She's a first year, as like math at 34 students are, because it's a first year course and I'm a third year. I'm an anomaly. But yeah, she came in. She saw me and she started studying with me, right? And she was like, how do I get involved in this school? And I was like, okay, just make up a club, right? And I told her the backstory of Breakthrough, and I was like, okay, yeah. She said, fine, that's fine. And then 2 hours later, I didn't think she was going to take my advice seriously. She gives me a text on Snapchat, and she's like, what position do you want in my club? And I'm like, okay, sure. I'll take vice president of marketing. So, and then I asked her, what club are you starting?
You got the position, but you didn't know what it was for.
Exactly.
I love that.
So it's currently on my resume, and I hope my employers never see this. But so she was like, what do you want to be? I'm like, okay, I'll be the vice president of marketing. She's like, okay, you're the vice president of marketing. Congratulations. That's how I started with GCSE. Yeah, it just came out of nowhere, and I got a text on Snapchat, and now I'm part of GCSE.
Mic drop.
Mic drop.
Mic drop. Please don't actually drop the mic.
So what do you do as VP of marketing? Like, what does your role kind of look like?
Okay, so I've done one thing so far. We held a Lunar New Year event where people were drawing dragons. I did the most fabulous thing. I drew the flyer for the club as like an advertisement. And if you're watching this, once again, I am so sorry, but I forgot that the flyer was due. So I was doing it in my economics class. And
It's It happens. It's okay.
It happens.
You did it, and that's all. that
I did it and it was
matters.
fabulous. There was a nice dragon on it. It was red. The font was great. And then it got printed and it was cool. It was really nice. And then I think I helped out with like the big banner thing that goes out in front of events. It was pretty cool. I mean, that's it. This club is new. I'm not lazy, I swear. This club is just new. It was started last semester. But yeah, okay. Next question.
Can you describe like the type of events like GCSC like at least plans to host?
Okay, so we are currently deciding what we want to be, right? At least
Okay.
from my point of view at the moment. Recently, we contacted you, I think, or you contacted us. I don't know.
At the Lunar New Year event.
Yeah, at the
Yeah.
Lunar New Year event. And then all of a sudden now we're transitioning into food, which is interesting. Um, so at events, generally, we'll have like a potluck. So a bunch of people will bring in random cultural foods. So I guess maybe that's where it came from. But I still remember the email I got from Fatima. I'm sorry, mispronounced your name again. But and I know I mispronounced it because that is not your name. But yeah, anyway, so we got this email. And I was like, okay, you know what? Let me be a good VP of marketing and actually give an idea. So I replied to that email and I was like, back in, I think, middle school, we had this event where we'd get like coupons and then people would come in and they would like use the coupons to get like cultural foods. And then they would just try foods, I think. It was a much longer message with way more description. My memory is just like, okay, I don't know if anybody's seen this, but like Ted Lasso.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, 20-minute memory goldfish. That's where I learned it. So I have the memory of a goldfish. I'm so sorry. I'm apologizing a lot, but
No,
I should probably fix my
Don't
mistakes and
worry
stop
about
myself.
it. It's okay.
Okay. Anyways, where was I? So yeah, I gave this this idea, and then all of a sudden she messages me again out of nowhere. There's a podcast going on. Do you want to? There's a podcast going on, and they need an executive. Do you want to join? I'm like, okay, sure. I'm like, okay, sure, I'll join. And then I look at my messages, and the date was, I don't know when we were supposed to have it, but that was the date. And I was like, okay, so I'll come, right? And I was supposed to come. And then she messages me, and she's like, okay, we have to reschedule. So I'm like, okay, yeah, no worries. I probably wasn't going to be very cool in it anyway, so it's fine. And then she's like, okay, they just messaged me, and then she gave me like a list of dates or something. I don't remember. And I was like, okay, so do you want to do April 5th or do you want to do April 8th? I'm like, okay, let's just get this over with quick. I'll do April 5th. I don't know. Like, I feel like I'll ruin their podcast anyway, so it's fine. So April 5th. Come April 5th, I'm doing my economics assignment. And then I get a message from her again out of nowhere. She only messages me when it's actually important, right? So out of nowhere, 4:17 p.m. Hey, are you in school? Don't forget you have to do the podcast today. I'm like, okay. And then I tell my group, hey, it turns out I have a meeting that I need to attend. I didn't know I had it. I'm 17 minutes late. So, and then I ask her for your number. To call you. And then I'm like, okay, if she's standing in a gray hoodie, maybe she's just been standing there for 20 minutes. So I'll go there, I'll wait, and then I'll see her. And if I don't see her, then I'll call her. So I went, I saw you standing on your phone, and I was like, okay, has she really been there for 20 minutes? Good on her for dedication, I guess. So I came in, said hi to you, and now I'm here.
For context, I was not standing there for 20
Okay.
minutes.
That's good to hear.
Actually, I had come back into this room after at like 4:10ish, and then we were sitting here, and then your president had messaged us saying, "Oh, Kim, is she still standing there?" And then so we're like, "Oh crap, he's waiting out there for us." I like ran out of my
Just
chair.
run.
So no, you're good.
Can you describe how GCSC engages with the community and like in terms of raising awareness of food and culture? Oh, culture and cuisine, I suppose. Yeah.
Okay, so we like the surprise tactic.
Yeah.
We'll invite you to a club. We'll make you think that there's pizza because we won't tell you what's your food.
Mm.
All of a sudden, you'll come in and you'll see like you have a whole bunch of different cultural foods, and then we'll introduce you to them, and we'll be like, "This is from Pakistan. This is." And I'm so sorry if this is Indian, but Nihari. This is Nihari. We have Nihari here, and then Now I'm gonna butcher an Indian food because I don't really know the difference between Pakistani and Indian food.
Me neither, really.
Yeah, exactly. I've always thought they were
There's
the
a
same.
lot of correlation.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
There's a lot of like mixing and matching. They're one
Yeah.
state, right? So, but okay, then we have like karae or there was a voice crack there. I don't know if you got that. Karae. I don't know if you got that. And then we'll have like some random cultural foods. We'll have taco, Chipotle.
Chipotle. Where is this budget coming from? How are you getting all this food?
We're getting this food from potlucks.
Oh, I see.
Okay.
So people just bring it in.
Yeah, pretty much. We'll have like a whole bunch of different foods for people to try, and then they'll be like, "Oh shit, I want to attend the next club because there wasn't pizza this time around. Like it wasn't just pizza." So yeah, that's how we introduce people to food, by surprising them.
That's a great
That's
marketing
really cool.
strategy.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like imagine this, right? You're in your economics class, and you're like, and one of your friends is asking, "What are you doing after class?" "Oh, I'm going to this GCSE event." And they're like, "What's a GCSE event?" "I don't really know, but like last time I went, there was food." And he's like, "Okay, what was for food?" "Well, there wasn't pizza, I'll tell you that." And he's like, "Okay, I want to go."
Yes.
You remember the pizza thing? I brought in like 20 people, like 10 minutes before the event because I said there was pizza there. Turns out people really like pizza.
People do a lot for free
Yeah.
food.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, college.
I mean-
It's university.
Yeah.
Like no one got money to buy pizza for themselves.
is-
Did you know that people used to think that tomatoes were poison apples, so they didn't eat them? Like when they were growing.
Who
Yeah.
was like, I want to die.
I don't know.
I would love a poison apple,
I
actually.
just remember my
Like,
dad telling me that story.
wait, that's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
I didn't die, but it's pretty good.
Or maybe it started like this. It's like they found tomatoes and they were trying to feed the king or something. So they were like, okay, maybe we should make a pizza. And they didn't know it was a pizza. So they tried to poison the king with tomatoes and feed him like the pizza. And then the king was like,
Ooh,
"Oh, this is
Good.
good."
And they got a promotion.
No, and
They
then
were like,
oh,
you're head chef now.
I don't know if anybody's seen these Instagram reels where there's like the king and then there's like a jester and that.
Yeah.
And then it's like, and then they try to feed the king poison or something, and then they're like, "Oh, this is nice. What is it called?" And then they say like some butchered pronunciation of something, or like in a joking manner. And then I think there was one about Heinz ketchup, and then there was another one about pizza. And I don't know, man. There was a lot of stuff, but maybe that actually happened, and then that's how pizza was created.
Yeah.
I think that they would have tried tomatoes before they could have made bread, though. Like because you know what I mean. Like they would have had to
How
like
did they make
combine
bread?
flour.
That's
How did they know that?
How do they know how to make
Yeah.
bread? That's a very interesting question, actually. I feel like we're going into a
'Cause wouldn't they
rabbit
have to,
hole.
like,
I mean, come to think of it, how did they know that a cow produced milk?
I thought about that before.
But yeah. Anyway, next question about the club.
We
Are
went-
there any dream events, ideas, collaborations, or sponsorship that GCSC is manifesting?
Wouldn't it be cool if we got sponsored by Red Bull?
That would be.
Mhm.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, when I was in high school, I got my event. I did the IB, so we had to do this cash project. I got my event sponsored by PepsiCo, Johnson & Johnson, and a couple other brands.
Johnson and Johnson?
Dang.
Yes, I went to a private school where Kings went, apparently.
Oh my god.
Oh, sorry, no, not Kings, Princess went. For anyone from Jatta, it was BISJ, British International School of Jatta. But yeah, so the school had a lot of connections, right? And I was like, okay, I need sponsors, you know, like I can't afford to give away 4 iPhones and a couple AirPods out of my own pocket, right? So they're like, yeah, don't worry, we got you. So then they contacted a bunch of people, and then I asked my dad too, and then he contacted a bunch of people, and I got a whole bunch of sponsors. And then unfortunately COVID happened, and I had to return all my stuff, and the event got canceled.
Aw.
But like I still have a picture of it. I got a bunch of iPhones and AirPods and like a whole bunch of things, right?
Dang.
And then there was a delivery scheduled for like a whole bunch of Pepsi products that I could sell, and then they would give me money from that. And all of it was going for like water for children. But yeah,
That's such a good cause.
Good
yeah.
cause,
So like
yeah.
I texted everybody and that bought the tickets, and I was like, sorry, I'm not refunding you. I'm donating this money. Nobody cared, which is funny.
Yeah, it's fine.
Like it was a $20 ticket. Nobody really cared about losing $20, which I found shocking. But yeah, no, I'd love to get sponsored by Red Bull or Monster. Actually, no, I would love to get sponsored by Monster. Monster would be great. Monster, sponsor me. I'll wear your logo on my chest, I swear.
yeah.
I love how I switched from Red Bull to Monster, and both of them are direct competitors.
this is the longest we've ever recorded. It's been 45
Oh
minutes.
dear. To
Just make
finish
sure.
off, we can say in 10 years, what do you
Yeah.
expect the legacy of GCSE to look like?
Okay, so eventually, so do you know how like there are big management clubs?
Mm-hmm.
There's like TMG and then there's Mesa and a bunch, right? So I want to eventually become a big club where we have an enrollment limit. It's like you can
Ooh.
only join this club or Mesa or TMG, you know? So right now it's right now you can't join TMG and Mesa at the same time. I might be completely wrong, but I don't think that's possible. TMG is the marketing group, Mesa is like the student organization or something. But you can't join both of them together, and then you can choose which one you want to join or something. But yeah, eventually I want to be like that exclusive, you know? We'll see if we ever get there.
We'll see,
I
yeah.
mean, I don't really know, but maybe if we get sponsored by Monster.
Ambitious.
Yes,
Yeah.
ambitious.
So how can members or listeners get involved with GCSE and support?
We host events on CLNX, so just like go on there, follow us on Instagram.
Do you want to plug your Instagram?
It's gonna take forever.
UFT_GCSE.
That's it.
You
UFT.
follow them on
Follow.
Instagram.
It was something completely different just like a few weeks ago. But
Yeah, UFT_GCSE.
yes, I'll go follow that. We'll post some events. You might win some cool prizes. We are a new club, so we're just like handing out for. So have at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for coming on the podcast. You've
Absolutely.
been a great guest.
That's
Thank
all
you.
the time we have for today. So thank
Sounds
you for
good.
listening and thank you for sharing.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me here.
Once again, go follow them on UFT_GCSE.
And make sure to
What is
follow
FCA.UTSC
On
on
Instagram.
Instagram.
and make sure to keep up with our podcast.
Yeah.
And yeah, see you guys next time. Bye.
See ya.